Hey everybody, this is Jason Shear for your Oxford, Mississippi gravel race briefing for the kickoff to the 2024 season. So we're going to keep this short and sweet, and like we have in previous years, this will serve as your race briefing. When we line up for the hundreds and the 50s and the 25s, we won't do an exhaustive race briefing. It's a whole lot easier for everybody in the front and the back to catch all of the details right here on this video briefing. So as always, we could not do these races without our partners. We have a ton of great partnerships with our local bike shops. The Bike Crossing, Biloxi Bicycle Works back this year, supporting us in Oxford this weekend. We have Core Cycle and Outdoor that will be supporting the aid station and helping you guys get going, as well as Will from Lighting Speed Shop coming down from Memphis to service you at the Fireball Station towards the end, of course. Treads and Trails will be with us in Ackerman, up at the Rock Crusher, and Jed's Perfect Endurance Bikes supporting us in Hattiesburg. We've developed a lot of great relationships with the community over the past couple of years. So Choctaw County Partnership in Ackerman, visit Hattiesburg, visit Yazoo. So a lot of these CVBs and community organizations are really understanding the impact that gravel can have on their community and their economy. Cantu Cycling Wheels, so John and Vinny are back with us again this year, supporting the race, and then of course our presenting sponsor, Lauf Cycles, out of Iceland, our friends Benny, Ali, Hatla, and others supporting us again in 2024. So once again, couldn't do it without them. And remember, all of these races and a significant portion of your race entries and proceeds go towards community organizations. So University of Mississippi Field Station, where we're hosting the event in Oxford this weekend, they have a summer ecology camp for kids. So the Oxford race supports that. Starkville Cycling Club, president, our own Landon Baller, running that organization up in Starkville. The Rock Crusher race benefits that. And then Camp Shelby Gravel Grind and Bentonia proceeds go to the Mississippi NICA team that Selena Schwartzfeger and Michelle Williams have gotten off the ground. In 2024 is the inaugural season for the Mississippi NICA series. Previously, those composite teams in Mississippi have traveled to Alabama and Georgia to race as composite teams, but this is the first year that we'll have our very own NICA league within Mississippi. The course this year at Oxford is exactly the same. The 50s and 100s will do the full course. The 100s will do a second lap of the course, coming back through the start finish at the field station, where you'll be able to access your vehicles to resupply. There'll be neutral support there as well. One big change this year, and this is based on a couple of factors. One, what we've seen over the past 2 years in post-race surveys on how people navigate courses, 75% of all of our survey respondents has said that they use their GPS, right? They trust the device that's on their handlebars right in front of them to navigate the course. And then the second factor that influenced this change is course markings being tampered with. Overnight. We've had a number of incidents where stakes have been pulled or signs have been turned around, and there's nothing worse than following or missing course marking that leads you off course. So the 50 and 100 mile courses will not be marked this year. You will be navigating those with your GPS device or trusting the wheel in front of you, like however you're most comfortable navigating the course. The 25 miler, which in Oxford is the North Loop, that will be marked just to give those 25 milers a helping hand of bringing like new people into the sport. So make sure you download the GPX files. Once again, The course is exactly the same this year as it has been in previous years. So if you have a previous year Oxford file, it should work just fine. But check the latest and greatest just to be sure. We will be marking intersections, right? So if anybody has done this race before, they know that within the first, I think around like mile 5 or 6, you cross over Highway 30 as a busy highway. So we'll have warning signs on either side of that highway, just giving y'all notice to check up, don't blow through the intersection, but navigating everything else is on your own. When you come back through towards the finish around like that pond loop, at the field station, we'll probably have some markings and signs down there, because they aren't like roads. There are no road signs. So anywhere that there's not a like a publicly signed road, we'll have marked. Speaking of roads, it isn't on an open course, so follow the rules of the road. Be a good citizen of cycling, right? Like, I don't want to hear of a of a citizen of Oxford, saying that, that somebody, cut them off, or, were rude to them out on the road. Like, be a very, very good citizen of cycling. As I mentioned, there's one aid station on the course. It is at the bottom of the hill. So when you come out of the field station, you take a right, coming down that really, really fast hill. And before you take a right onto course, that aid station will be right there on your right-hand side. So you probably won't need it whenever you head out in the morning. They won't be set up for the hundreds first thing at 7 a.m. But when you come back through around mile 28, you can definitely stop there, shed some layers, and refuel. So once again, Core Cycling Outdoors will be there supporting us. As I mentioned, the hundreds come back through the start finish between laps so they can resupply at their vehicles. And maybe most importantly, food. So food will be ready around noon. Stephanie and Tony, who have been feeding us for, I think we're going on 3, maybe 4 years now. They will be back at the field station feeding us around noon. And the menu is posted in the Facebook group, and maybe in the Know Before You Go email. Waivers, once again, we're doing electronic waivers with DocuSign, so please, please, please click on that link, read the waiver so that you understand it, and sign that before you come to check in. So once again, we'll have check-in at the field station on Friday night from 5 to 7. Looks like we might get some rain rolling through to knock the dust down, but we will be there checking folks in on Friday night. And then, of course, first thing at the crack of dawn on Saturday morning. So we're really looking forward to it. As always, we have race plates. So custom race plates. If you signed up early enough with your name or whatever you chose your name to be on there, in our beautiful new color scheme this year. 2 timing chips on the back for redundancy to make sure that we get your correct time when you come across the finish line. Do not follow Dylan Johnson's advice and wrap it around your head tube. It will not pick up as you come through the start finish line, and I cannot be responsible for missed scans. So, and hold on to this. So this is not just for Oxford. So if you're racing the whole series, or maybe you think you're going to race another race in the series, hold on to this, and bring it to the rest of the races. Don't keep it on your bike whenever you load up at the end of the day and have it fly off on the interstate. Stickers, of course, as always, and finisher patches, and are specialized purist bottles, so premium bottles like Good Swag. I'm a big fan of Good Swag in this year's colorway. So that is it. We look forward to seeing you guys this weekend. If you have any questions, please comment or drop us a note in Facebook, an email. You guys have our 601 number that you can text. That's also in this Know Before You Go email. Remember that on Fridays we are usually super busy, getting the venue ready, and just kind of taking care of last minute things like picking out high quality beer at the at the package store in Oxford. But just be patient with us on Friday. If you do drop us a line, we will get back to you. But just expect us to be a little bit delayed in response. So thanks y'all for listening, for tuning in, and we will see you on Friday and Saturday at the field station in Oxford.